What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. For today I have a very affordable fitness tracker made by Amazfit, and this one right here, it's called a Bip. So you can buy this for between 80 to 100 bucks, but like anything else it really depends when you buy it, if there are any promotions happening and so on. So what do we get for that price? Well, first of all, we get a 1.28 inches always-on transflective display that's also covered by Gorilla Glass 3. This screen is different than what we usually see on most smartwatches these days. So with this screen, the more light you have hitting the screen, the better you can see it. So for example, if you go outside and it's super bright outside, you're going to be able to see the screen very well. Now, if it's not as bright, you're not going to be able to see the screen that well. However, there is a backlight, so every time you turn the watch towards yourself, the backlight will come on so you can see the screen. We also get IP68 certification, and that means water and dust resistant, so you can take this in the shower, you can wash your hands with it and stuff like that, but it's not gonna be ideal if you take it swimming, so it's definitely not made for that. We also get a GPS unit inside this watch, and that's great mostly when you're running, when you're walking, when you're cycling and stuff like that, because the watch is gonna be able to track the distance, the speed and so on much more accurately. Now, it takes about 25 seconds from the time that you start an activity for the watch to find your location, but that's not that much. And lastly, we get a heart rate monitor on the back of the watch, and the watch also supports 24/7 heart rate monitoring, and that's great if you want to see your heart rate throughout the day. Alright, so the watch comes in a fairly small box, and inside the box we are obviously going to find the watch, we are going to find the user manual that has some information, it's also in English, and aside from that we are going to find the charger. Now, luckily you're not going to have to use the charger very often because the watch can last on one charge for up to 4 weeks. Yeah, that's right, up to 4 weeks on one charge. I've been using this one for 8 days now, and I've been wearing it day and night, so I didn't actually take it off at all, and I also had the heart rate monitoring on at all times. And I've done now maybe 5 activities with the GPS on, and I'm at 70% battery right now, and that means that I'm gonna be able to go for about 3 weeks and a half on one charge. But of course, like anything else, it really depends how you're gonna use it, how much you use the GPS, how many notifications you get and so on. Talking about notifications, so the watch can show you all the notifications that you get on your smartphone. So everything that goes on your smartphone gets pushed to the watch. So you can see messages, you can see WhatsApp messages and so on, but you cannot reply to any messages. So you can only see them, but you're gonna have to take out your phone if you need to access any of those notifications. Alright, so the watch itself, it's mostly made out of plastic, and it kind of looks like an Apple Watch. Maybe like a smaller Apple Watch, but it definitely looks like an Apple Watch. The rubber straps are also removable, and even though these ones are very comfortable, you can change them with something else if you don't like the black ones. That button on the side of the watch, it's used to unlock the screen, or it's used to start an activity. So if you hold that button pressed for a few seconds, you can start whatever activity you have selected in the menu. And I have mine set to start a walking session. The watch supports activities like outdoor running, cycling, walking, and the treadmill, and it will also display different information depending on what activity you are doing. You can see your heart rate, you can see your pace, you can see the distance that you've done, the calories that you've burned, and so on. Now, what I like about this watch whenever you're doing activities is the fact that it stops by itself. So let's say that you get to a traffic light, so you have to wait there for like a minute. Well, the watch will stop your activity for that particular minute, and then will start again whenever you start walking or running again. And that's useful because with other watches it keeps going, and then you don't get accurate information. At the end of each activity, the watch will show you a summary with what you've done for that particular activity, so the distance, the time, and so on. You can also see the map for that particular activity, but it's very small on the watch, so I do recommend that you open the phone and you check the map right on the phone, because you're gonna get more detail that way. To compile all that information on your smartphone, the watch is using an app called MiFit, and that app can be found in the Google Play Store or the iOS Store, so the watch works on iPhones or Android devices. So the MiFit app, it's in English, and you're gonna have to make an account to start using the app, but after you make an account, the app is very easy to use. So first of all, it will display the steps for that particular day, and you can also check the steps for previous days. So if you want to see the steps that you've done like 5 days ago, you can just swipe left and see those steps. The app will also show you in detail what you've done every single day. So if you're doing some light walking, if you're doing fast walking, or some light activities. The app will also display how much sleep you got the previous previous night, but of course in order to do that you're gonna have to wear the watch for that particular night. So the watch will record the time that you fall asleep and the time that you wake up, and it's also gonna show you how much deep sleep you got and how much light sleep you got. And of course the more deep sleep you get, the more rested you're gonna be the next day. Aside from that, the app will also display your heart rate throughout the day. It's gonna show you the maximum heart rate for that particular day, the minimum heart rate throughout that day, and the average heart rate for that day. And of course you can check different days by swiping left or right depending where you are in the app. From the app you also have access to change all the settings for your smartwatch, and you actually have more options on the app than you actually have on the watch, so definitely install the app, because otherwise doesn't make too much sense to just wear the watch by itself. You can also change the watch faces, and there are some watch faces that come pre-installed with the Amazfit app. However, you can install aftermarket watch faces, and there are a whole bunch of apps available in the Google Play Store, so you can actually install more watch faces, and it's fairly simple to do so. So overall, I'm very happy with the Amazfit app and the functionality that it adds to the watch, because with a lot of smartwatches that I've seen in the past, the app kind of sucks and you have to rely everything onto the watch. Well, the Amazfit app works great and I don't really have any complaints about anything. And it's time to conclude this video, so I have to say that I absolutely love this watch and I love the value that it offers for under $100, because realistically you can't find anything else better for under $100. And all the features that you're gonna get from this watch, you're gonna have to spend somewhere around $300 for other smartwatches. I also love the fact that it only weighs 31 grams and you can actually sleep with it, because with most watches you can't sleep because they're too big, too bulky and too heavy, and you can't exactly sleep with them, but with this one you can sleep without any problems. So I do recommend this watch if you're looking for an affordable fitness tracker. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.